Of my new look weekly YouTube channel called A Time to Write. So you see why I put the capital TIM in time. So I've called this one The Experiment because I'm about to embark on something I'm quite excited about over these next few months. So I'll just give you a little bit. So this video is just explaining what the experiment is, what I'm about to do, and why, if you're a writer, if you're interested in this whole thing, you might well find these next few months fascinating as I go like week by week and be very open, be very real. There's no guarantee of any success, but I'm about to embark on something that could actually show myself, maybe you, an awful lot of things about publishing books, selling books, marketing and all these things. So why am I talking to you? Why is this exciting? Well, up till now, I am Tim Heath, the writer of novels. So I've been at this for 5 years now as a published writer. This is the order of books that I've published in. So I'm cherry picking. So got to a point where I write, long novels. Each book probably a whole year process, and build up a mailing list. I'm on every platform, so doing all the right things, editor and cover designers and all these professionals, which are all important, all vital, and I'm really happy about that, and I've grown a following. But in recent weeks, some of the stories about guys like Michael Anderley, T.S. Paul have come up and surprised me, and these are the guys that have literally emerged in the last year or two. Who's in T.S. Paul, he was writing short stories where they've just published and brought stuff out really quickly, put it out as soon as it's ready, not gone through the process and the length that I've gone through, and suddenly making lots and lots of sales and publishing lots of books. So I wanted to do my own experiment, which I'm about to do next week. I will publish the first book, where I guess I'm asking myself the question: can I launch a brand new author and do in 6 months what it's taking me 5 years to do? So that's the experiment, and that's the challenge I'm about to set out on. And I'm going to limit myself. So I've set up a pen name, so which I'm not going to say on this, because again, if you're watching this, it might give this new author, who is myself, but obviously under a new name, it might give that person an unfair advantage. And a new author wouldn't have any advantage. They wouldn't have any backlinks. So I'm not going to advertise my new books, the short stories in a series. I'm not going to advertise them to my list, my mailing list, which is in the thousands. I'm not going to use my current social media channels, which is in the 25,000. I'm not going to go there, because a new author wouldn't have all that. They would have to start from scratch. As I look back on my journey, as I think about what how I progressed with these 6 novels so far, my 7th novel will come out at the end of this year. So again, partway through this experiment, I'll be able to see the impact both my author names are having. As I look back, and I think this year on one of my novels, I had my first book bub, which within the industry we crave these things, and certainly in terms of numbers of sales, so units, it was by far my best month in terms of selling hundreds of copies. But this was on a discounted book. The thing that keeps striking me is, before I got my new cover designers and all this, where they're all the same. My original book, this is my original version of my original book called Cherry Picking, which at the time I liked the cover, but it doesn't do me justice. It doesn't compare to my covers now. And when I look back on my 5 years in terms of royalties, back in the day when I only had one book out and I was just on Amazon, my best month was the month that followed my first ever 3-day Kindle Unlimited promotion, where I think the book had gone free for 3 days and then went back to full price. And that month, if I look back at my 5 years of history, those royalties in that month alone was the most I've done. So I've gone on to produce books. I've got a mailing list of thousands, and yet that 1 month, just being on Amazon and and the fallout from their promotion is still my top month for royalties. So again, part of my challenge coming up is, okay, can I see that as I bring out short stories? I've written the first 5 already. There's going to be 7 in this first series, which I'm going to release by over the next one a month for the next 6-7 months. Can I see the same return in 6 months as I have over 5 years? Can I improve that? Is releasing short stories at full price going to make a difference? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be on exclusive on Amazon. The books are going to be priced at $2.99, so minimum threshold for the 70% royalties. And I think and I'll talk through week by week what I do. I'll talk through our numbers. So my next video will be next week, as I've gone live, as I've set everything up. So I won't go into my strategy yet. I'll talk that one through, be very open with you. I know when Michael Andley first did it, he published on the 2nd of November his very first novel, and by the January he was clearing $10,000 a month. So I'm short stories, so I'd say a quarter the size, a third of the size of his novels. So, but am I even going to get remotely close to $3,000 a month come December? I can only dream. Part of me doubts it, but this is what we'll show. It might be nothing happens. What I have learned, obviously writing novels, is I've learned how to write. I've built around me a good number of beta readers who I am putting these books through. So they're going through multiple eyes, and I'll talk through what I'm doing. I'll talk through that in recent weeks. I wanted to keep this first video short, so that's where we're up to. I'm about to go live next week with the first book. Actually the first 2, and I'll explain it in the next video. I'm going to put the first book up and then have the second one as a free sign up for a mailing list. So I'm going to try that tactic. I'm going to switch it partway through, and again I'll explain why in the future. So that's the experiment. I'm going to get this uploaded. I'm going to keep pushing on with these short stories, but I've come up with an idea that is exciting, that my advanced readers are liking. They're going to keep my identity secret as well. So watch your space. I hope you found this first video encouraging, and yeah, let's see what happens over these next few months as I report week by week what's happening, you know, what the numbers are looking like, how it compares to me as the author looking back over the 5 years, and is it possible to have the kind of success that these other people have had, or are they the exceptions? Is the Michael Andleys who produce, you know, 20 books a year and see $10,000 coming per month, you know, are these the one-offs? Are these the exceptions, or is it possible to craft stories well, to be exclusive on Amazon, and to make a similar impact? So this is me, this is the experiment, this is what I'm excited about, and this is what I'm going to be doing over these next 6 months. Okay, till next video.